I'm in Worcester, a very old historic city here in England's West Midlands, and today I'm going to be exploring as much of the city as I possibly can. I do of course have 3 goals to make the video slightly more interesting, so I will tell you them right now. So these 3 goals are to, number 1, see at least 5 churches, one of which is right here, so we're already off on a great start. Number 2 is to see inside of Worcester Cathedral, and number 3 is to have a nice walk alongside the River Severn. And on top of all of that, I'm filming this during a massive heat wave here in the UK, and on top of that, it feels like it's about to rain. So this is probably going to be a very interesting video. Here's a better look at our first church. It does look very nice, doesn't it? And I think there's dozens more in the city. It's a very churchy place, a little bit like Hereford if you remember that video. And we've also got a lot of red brick here. I think Worcester has quite a lot of industrial history. I do kind of have a planned route for this video. It's planned up in my head. I did have it on Google Maps and then I left it too long and it disappeared. So first of all, we're heading to a thing called, a thing called The Hive. And honestly, I have no idea what it is. I think it might be a library, but it's basically a big yellow modern building by the side of the river. And then after that, we can tick off the goal of having a walk alongside the river and probably go and see the cathedral. I don't think I sprayed my hair properly this morning because I did have a solution to stop my hair from going all over the place, but it clearly hasn't worked. This is the end of the main high street here, I think, or one of the main high streets. Worcester Foregate Street Station is just there, and that's where I travelled to today. And then that's the railway bridge, which is really nicely painted there. It seems to be a very navigatable city. I have just changed my route about 5 times just off the top of my head. Very dodgy little alley here, but no one else is here, so I think I'll be okay. A new-ish job centre plus thingy here. I can't tell if it's still being built or if it's just been built and now it's being repaired already. Nice railway bridge there. I mean, it's not that nice. It's a bit worn down, but it does look pretty cool to me. I've just arrived. There it is. It is very cool. I can see why it's called The Hive. I assumed it's because it's yellow, and it is, but it's also got a nice kind of pattern. What's it called? Honeycomb pattern on it. I think it's a library. There is a cafe at the bottom and there's lots of books inside. So I might do a little bit of quick research and see if it's worth going in or not. We do have ages. Yeah, so I just looked it up. It is definitely a public library. So I guess I'll figure out a way to get in. I can give you 2, 3, 4, 5-ish shots of the inside. It looks extremely nice in there, nice and modern. I'll just give you a proper look at the building. Nice blue windows with the yellow, what is it? Metal, I guess. I definitely need to take a photo of that for the thumbnail. That was absolutely amazing. I could definitely spend all day in there. I'm not going to film that though. I don't think I will spend all day in there. Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of the library in Birmingham. It didn't have like a garden on top, but it had something similar. Oh, it's starting to rain. Yeah, I don't really read much, but I know I should. And, well, I don't read at all really, unless I absolutely have to. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. The Hive Library in Worcester. So the next stop is the River Severn, which is conveniently right there. This is indeed the same River Severn which flows from down near Bristol all the way up here, just in case we didn't know. I think it's pretty obvious though. I'm just going to walk this way. Sorry, I'm flipping the camera so much. This way along the River Severn. That'll get us one of our goals ticked off, and then it should take us to the cathedral as well, which has just come into view for me. And then hopefully we can get into the cathedral without having to pay. If you can hear that, if you can hear all that honking and shouting, it's because there's also a registrar in the Hive thing. So I think some people have just got married. So good for them, I guess. Very short walk alongside the River Severn off the road. Now we have to get back onto the pavement. Still alongside the River Severn now, I guess. But yeah, that's that goal ticked off. There is a church spire there, but I'm not going to tick another church off yet because I can't see it properly. I'll judge whether I can see the church properly or not. But I think that goal should be fairly easy once we get back into the proper central city centre bit. I think I just created a new term for the centre of the centre, central city centre bit. I'm getting quite good at this. These clouds are just getting darker and darker and darker. I don't know if you can tell, which is good for the video because it means it's tense. You don't know what's going to happen next. It might start raining, it might not. I might get stuck in torrential downfall. And I think it is still just the spire, but I can see that church enough now. So that's 2 churches ticked off, 3 more to go. And speaking of churches, that is Worcester Cathedral just poking out of the trees there. We should get there within the next few minutes. So it's probably started raining now. I know it's just going to get heavier and heavier based on these clouds, so we better be really careful about the camera. So we're just walking up to the cathedral, need to figure out a way to get in. Hopefully it doesn't cost any money, then we can get into some shelter. More on Worcester being really historic. I think this is some sort of historic city wall. Correct me if I'm wrong. It's definitely a historic wall, whether it's a city boundary thing, ancient city boundary thing or not, I don't know. It would make sense though, because often they use natural features like rivers to cut off their places in the Roman times and all that. So yeah, let me know in the comments. Help out the video by commenting. I have no idea how far in the video I am, but I have nothing else to say. So I'm just going to very quickly say that if you'd like to support the channel with a little bit of spare money you have, you can of course donate to my Buy Me a Coffee, which is linked in the pinned comment. If you don't have any money, that's absolutely fine as well, because you can also, let's not go that way, because you can also support the channel by liking, subscribing and even commenting. Thank you very much. If you have considered any of those things, all the money goes straight back into the channel, and liking, subscribing helps to boost the video to newer people, which is what's going to keep the channel going. Yeah, here's the cathedral anyway. I think there's a way to get in around here. I'm not quite sure though, I've only been here twice. Oh, that is really cool. Silence please, examinations in progress. So the cathedral is being used as an exam hall. This is perfect timing, the rain is just getting heavier and I have found an entrance into the cathedral. I think there's something going on other than exams, so we won't be able to see much inside of it, but this is enough here to tick off the goal. So yeah, see, look at this, it's really cool. I don't know how far we can get before they're going to ask for a donation. That was perfect. It was really, really nice in there. I was going to say that the rain had stopped and then it started again, then it stopped again, then it started again in the last 2 minutes, which is really annoying because I keep thinking it's going to get really heavy and then it just stops. What else was I going to say? Yes, that is our second goal ticked off. We have seen inside of Worcester Cathedral, and our third goal contributed towards, because that does count as a church. So now we just need to see 2 more churches to complete all 3 goals. Let's look at some of these really nice houses or buildings, whatever they are. I mean, they're definitely buildings, I don't know if they're houses or not. Yeah, we've got some more red brick, and then I'm not going to go into there because that is a driveway. If we come along here, we've done a circle around this green area, so I say we go back towards there, towards that huge gate thingy, and get back into the kind of shopping area of the city centre. This one is definitely a house, so I won't film it for long. I'm assuming it's a second house because all the lights seem to be turned off. Can you imagine living here though, when the weather's nice and there's loads of tourists at the cathedral wandering around? I honestly feel bad for people who own these really expensive houses in touristy areas. Yeah, I am just yapping at this point, but I'm lucky to be the only one here today because I don't actually mind this weather. There's a really cool arch thing, if you can even call it that I'm about to go under, and it is getting slightly more busy, so I might have to be careful with filming because I don't want to get too embarrassed. Yeah, here it is. It's very strange. It reminds me of the thing in Wells, if anyone knows Wells. Just going down this street, as everything around a cathedral is. It's called College something, College Close probably. But I see a Starbucks down there, so I'm guessing that's where we want to be. It seems to be a very successful place in terms of all these like globalized things. We've got Five Guys, Escape Hunt, which I'm guessing is some sort of escape room, and a nice travel lodge there, which isn't nice at all. I don't know why I said that. And this is the top of the main high street. If you know this channel well, you'll know that we like to avoid high streets unless we're doing a major city exploration. So instead, I'm going to walk along this road which kind of goes adjacent to the high street, and then figure out another road to go down. And I think I found it right here. There's some really nice timber framed buildings there. I don't know if you could see up there, that's another church. So that's 4 churches we've seen, 1 more to go. It's getting so hot. I don't know how I didn't notice this, but obviously this street runs out onto the high street, doesn't it? So we'll just have to get through the high street quickly, I guess. It's only because it's busy, that's why I don't like it, because I don't like to film like this on a high street. There we go, that was the big busy bit over and done with. I am getting really hungry, so instead of getting food now, I'm just gonna try and speed up the pace of the filming and get this session over and done with. While I was walking through the high street, I did see another church, and in case you don't believe me, I will put a clip over the top now. Very little churches around in a very compact city. So yeah, that's our 5 churches ticked off, and that's our 3 goals ticked off. There doesn't seem to be anything else interesting to look at in Worcester, according to Google Maps at least. I'm sure if I lived here I'd know of 24 other places to go. So I'm just gonna have a little bit of a wander around and see if I can find any more nice buildings. It's already something here, just houses or flats. Student accommodation. That's pretty cool, because Worcester is a university city, so you do need places for the students to live. I was about to say this is proper exploring and that not everything needs to be on a planned route, and then I walked into probably the least interesting housing area in Worcester, so I think we'll walk back this way. Just walked back off this way and I found our starting point. It's that church again. We have done a full loop. I don't want to end it yet. I will go down here and see if we can find some more nice houses maybe, or maybe some more water or something like that. I keep thinking of water, I'm so thirsty. Something I've been wanting to say but can't quite put it into words is what I think about Worcester when someone mentions it. So I think of it as an old historic university city, which is very compact, it's very city-like, if you know what I mean. I'm guessing it's been a city for a very long time, although I might find out that I'm completely wrong. But yeah, it's historic, but it's still modern, if you know what I mean. Like the Hive was very modern. That's a brand new thing. And that's why the Hive is there, if you were wondering. It's a thing with the university and the council. They've kind of like, you know, collabed and made a nice new library in the centre of Worcester. I don't know how old it is. I'm making out as if it's brand new. I can imagine it being, you know, 5-10 years old. I've just walked out into more housing areas, but at least these aren't new build. These ones are nice and old. I mentioned this in Chippenham. I really wouldn't like to live in any of these houses. What's it called? Terrace houses, because they're not even split at any point. I've been quite negative about the homes in this video, haven't I? I haven't found any that I like. Maybe I should make that my last goal. There's another church there as well. Another nice red brick building there. That's the church we started the video at, so I don't know if I've shown this one to you or not. I say, oh, that's modern. That's quite nice. You've got new windows and a nice old industrial building. Right, about finding a house I'd like to live in. I don't want to live in Worcester, so I think it's basically impossible. Although, if I was forced to live in Worcester, I'd want to live in one of the big mansions on the edge of the city. This is getting very repetitive and I'm getting very thirsty, so I am just going to have to end the video here. If you'd like to support the channel with a little bit of spare money you have, you can of course donate to my Buy Me a Coffee, which is linked in the pinned comment. If you don't have any money, that's absolutely fine, because you can also support the channel by liking, subscribing and even commenting. Sorry if this video is really short. I know I did say that last week in Swindon and it turned out to be one of my longest videos yet, so I have no idea how long this video is. And I just wanted to quickly remind you that, especially if this heat wave is still going on by the time this video comes out, please stay hydrated. It's not very good for you to not drink much water, which is what I've done today, so I better go and do that now. And I'll see you next week in another very exciting video. Thank you and goodbye.